Welcome. As I said in the previous videos, we have three methods to execute the query. We will understand these three methods in this video, in which case we should use which method. The first one is void execute, which accepts the string, and this string is nothing but our query which we want to execute. Second method is integer execute update, which also accepts the string which is our query. The third method is result set execute query, which also accepts string as argument. You can see first method's return type is void, means it does not return anything. Second method execute update is returning integer number, and the third method execute query is returning the object of result set interface, means it is a factory method. So if we want to execute the queries like insert queries in which we don't get any output from the database. If I insert any values into the database will not return anything to me. So if I want to execute insert queries, then I will use execute first version of this execute, void execute. It will not return anything. Suppose I want to run the queries like queries for update and delete queries. In which case, suppose I update some records in the database, then I want to know how many rows are affected. Suppose I have performed the delete query, in which case also I want to know how many rows are deleted. In this case, the second version of execute is used, execute update. This method will return the number of rows which are affected. Suppose I have passed the update query here, and I run query using this execute update, then it will return number of rows which are updated. It will return integer number. And suppose I have performed the delete query using this execute update method, then it will return number of rows which are deleted. Means the queries in which we want to know how many rows are affected, then this execute update method will be used. The last one is execute query method, which returns the result set object. Now if I want to run the select queries, in case of select queries, we will need the entire output of the table. So this execute query method is used to run the select queries. Execute query method is used to execute the select queries, and after executing the select queries, it will return the whole dummy table into the result set object. Let's see an example. Here in the previous video, here we have executed this example. Here result set rs equal to st.execute s. Here we have used execute query method because we are executing select query. After executing this method, it will return the result set object, which is here rs. In the rs, the dummy table, the entire duplicate copy of the actual database table will be copied into the rs object. Now we have two tables now, one which is in the database, which is actual copy, and one which is in the rs result set object rs, which is a dummy. Now we have got the duplicate table. Any changes made using this result set object will be applied to duplicate table, that change will not be affected to original actual database table. If we want to affect that change to original actual table, that also we can do. That I will explain in next videos. But right now, what the changes that are made to this result set object rs will be affected to only duplicate table. Okay, now here we have used the next method of rs. So let us understand what is the next method. Let us understand the result set interface. Result set interface is used to hold the duplicate table which we have got using the select queries. Suppose I have got result set object rs. Suppose its name is rs. So result set interface has one method called next. Next method is used to go to the next row. At the first time when we execute this execute query, our pointer, we can say the pointer which is pointing to the row of the duplicate table will be at before the first row. Suppose let me explain it using the paint. After executing the execute query method, our pointer will be before the, this is the first row, before the first row. So to go to the first row, we will have to use the next method, which is of the result set interface. So we will use the result set object rs to access it, as shown here, rs.next. By writing rs.next, our pointer, this pointer will go to the first row. Now the pointer is at the first row. After going to the first row, we will get the data using the getString method. This getString and other methods I will explain in the next videos. We will get the data using getString method. After getting the data, again inside the loop we are calling the next method. So this pointer will again go to the next row. Again we will get the data from the columns. Again this will go to the next row. Again we will get the data until the last row comes. We are performing loop. So we have put this into the while loop until the table ends. This will give us the data row by row, and inside the while loop we are getting data column by column. This one to indicates the column index. So our next method is used to traverse the table to the next row, and the same, it is also previous method using which we can go to the previous. We have also previous method which is used to go backward into the table. Suppose my pointer right now is here and I perform the rs.previous, then this will go to now point to this row. Again I perform rs.previous, now again this will point to this row, and so on. So we can traverse the database forward and backward in both direction. Okay, in the next videos I will explain how to get the data from the row. We have seen that how to traverse the data, how to traverse the table using the next and previous method. Using next we can traverse the forward direction, but after traversing the forward direction, suppose we are at the first row, and how to get the data from the column. Suppose there are many columns, 1 2 3. Suppose first column is of integer, second is of string, third is also of integer. Then how to get the data from different columns, that I will show in the next videos. So continue to watch my videos, like it, share it, subscribe my channel. Thank you.